What's going on, guys? John Alder here from Tkinter.com, and in this video, we're going to look at fonts for CustomTkinter and Python. Alright guys, like I said, in this video, we're going to look at CustomTkinter fonts. But before we get started, if you like this video and want to see more like it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and be sure to grab your totally free PDF copy of my Tkinter Widget Quick Reference Guidebook. This thing is awesome, over 150 pages with all the Tkinter Widget attributes. Grab your free copy today. Just head over to tkinter.com/widget-book, enter your email address, and I'll send that right out to you. And while you're there, think about membership in tkinter.com to get all my Tkinter courses, all my future courses for a low price. Use coupon code YouTube to get 30% off membership if you're interested. All right, like I said, in this video, we're going to look at CustomTkinter fonts. Now, we've changed fonts with text in the past, but there's a right way and a wrong way, and I've been doing it the wrong way because I'm lazy. In this video, I'm going to show you the right way using the CustomTkinter font utility, I guess it would be called, widget, you might think of it as. And the nice thing about that is it allows you to update your fonts programmatically later on. So if we click this button, boom, it changes the font size smaller. And we can also do different things like make it underlined, italic, overstrike it, make it bold, all that sort of stuff. And it's harder to do that with the way I've always done it in the past. But the main benefit here is you can update the font programmatically. You can't update the font programmatically the way I've always done it in the past. So if that's important to you, you're going to want to use this CustomTkinter font widget, utility, whatever it's called. And that's what we're going to look at in this video. So let's head over to our code. I'm using the Sublime Text Editor in the Git Bash terminal as always. And as always, you can find a link to the code in the pinned comment section below, as well as a link to the playlist with all the other videos in this CustomTkinter series. So check that out if you haven't so far. So I've got our basic CustomTkinter starter code that we always have. I'm calling it CTK_fonts. And let's come down here and just create a quick label. So I'm going to go my_label, and this is going to be a CustomTkinter.ctk label. We want to put it in a root. We want the text to say, this is text, whatever. And that's kind of all there is to it. So let's go my_label.pack. Give this a pad Y of like 40 to push it down the screen. Now, in the past, in order to change the font, I would do something like call a font attribute and then, change it to Helvetica and like size 18. And you can definitely do that. I do it all the time. And if your font is never going to change, this is the way to do it. Super easy, nothing to it. But if you want to change your text or change the font any other time in your program, you can't really update this like this. You can't call configure and change the font programmatically. It just doesn't really work. So in order to change this, we need to define a font programmatically. So here I'm going to call this my_font, and this is going to be a CustomTkinter.ctk font. Now, normally you would put this in root, but it's not really a widget. It's more of a utility, so we don't have to put it in root because it's not a widget. It's not like being put on the screen or anything, right? So kind of think of it like that. And inside of here, we can change a bunch of things. So first we want to set the family. Now I like to use Helvetica, but you can use any of your system fonts that you want, right? So if you want to use, I don't know, what are some other fonts? Times, something like that. Arial, is that a font? I don't know. I like Helvetica. I'll use Helvetica. And then you could set the size. And so let's set this to like 44, make it really big. And then we can change a bunch of different things. So we can change the weight. And the weight can be either normal, that's the default, or it could be bold. So let's put it as bold, whatever. We can change the slant. So the slant normally is, let's say, I think it's Roman. Roman is like up and down regular, but we can also do italic. So here, let me comment this out and say weight, bold, normal, slant equals italic, Roman. Let's see, what else do we have here? We can also do underline. We can set that equal to true or false. And we can also do overstrike and set that equal to true or false. So overstrike is strike through, underline is underline, obviously. And that's pretty much it. So we've got this font defined. Now we need to come down here and actually apply it to our label. So here we could say font equals, and then just call my_font. So let's go ahead and save this and run it. Head over to our terminal. I'm in my CTkinter.com directory, and let's run Python CTK_fonts. And what do? We get this bold italic text with a strike through it and a line underneath it, right? So, okay, that's all there is to it. So, like I said, the benefit of this is we can update it in the future. So let's create a little button so that we can update this in the future and see how this works. So I'm gonna come down here and create a quick button. I'm gonna call it my_button. And it's gonna be a CustomTkinter.ctk button. We wanna put it in root. We want the text to say whatever, change text. And let's give this a command of change. Now we don't have this yet. We'll create this function in just a second, but for now, let's my_button.pack, and that's good. So now let's come up here and create this function. So let's define change. And here we just set my_font.configure and change anything we want. So let's say underline equals false. And let's say overstrike equals false. Oops, no quotation marks. And let's see what that does. So let's save this, head back over to our terminal, run this guy again. And we see it's got a strike and an underline. Now when we click this, boom, those things disappear. So programmatically, we've changed the font. Very cool. So what else can we do? Well, we can change the size down to say 22, whatever you like. Save this, run it. And then boom, now it shrinks, right? That's cool. And just for fun, let's also change the slant to Roman, which is just up and down. Roman slant is basically the default of all fonts, right? It's just normal text. It's just not slanted, right? So boom, and now it's upright. It's not slanted a little bit. So really, that's all there is to it. That is the CustomTkinter font, let's call it utility. Very useful if you need to update your font throughout your program later on for any reason. Like I said, if you don't need to update your font, this is overkill. You don't have to do this. You could just use the normal way that I always do, that I showed you at the beginning of this video. But if you do need to change your text font anytime in the future in your program, this is how you do it. Super easy, and that's all there is to it. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and be sure to grab your totally free PDF copy of my Tkinter Widget Quick Reference Guide book. This thing is awesome, over 150 pages with all the Tkinter Widget attributes. Grab your free copy today. Just head over to tkinter.com/widget-book. Enter your email address and I'll send that right out to you. And while you're there, think about membership in Tkinter.com. You get all my Tkinter courses, all my future courses for one low price. Use coupon code YouTube to get 30% off membership if you're interested. My name is John Elder from Tkinter.com, and I'll see you in the next video.